much for coming along, everyone. So my name's Adrian Connolly, President of the Australian Table Football Association, and also undergoing chemotherapy at the moment for testicular cancer. A colleague of mine, Simon, here, has also recently been told he's relapsed, I'm not sure if that's the right word, for testicular cancer as well. So he'll start chemotherapy next week. Week after. So there's two of us, believe it or not, in the small table football community that are battling testicular cancer at the moment. My story, I was diagnosed last year. So throughout last year I had sort of hernia discomfort through the groin, off and on, which I had in the past as well through sport and the gym and stuff. So I just sort of changed my gym routine and it went away, and that appeared to be all it was. But as a result of that coming and going, I was checking down there quite regularly, more than I would have done in the past. And in November I found a lump, which could be too much information for people, but I didn't actually think it was on my testicle. I thought it was on like the cords behind, and with good old Dr. Google sort of says it's probably a cyst, a bit like Dylan Tombides, who's the DT38 foundation. He passed away because he was partly because he was misdiagnosed. The GP thought it was a cyst as well. So luckily I did go to a GP like Dylan did, and my GP was quite thorough, and he thought it was possibly the same, just a cyst, but sent me through for the ultrasound scans. And much to my surprise and his surprise, he called me up. We were actually at the pub celebrating a work sort of walk prize that I got, and got the call from my GP saying get into the specialist this week because don't want to scare you, but it could be cancer. So that was sort of in early December, and then everything happened really quickly, which is good about the Australian health system. I was in the surgery quite quickly after seeing specialists, and just a week before Christmas had the tumour removed. Was told it was cured, it was curative for the surgery, but with 40% chance of it coming back. So then it's quite a religious regime, so some probably know the same thing too, of checking you quite frequently initially, because the recurrence, if it does happen, is usually in the first year or two, and less likely after that. So my first 3-month scan actually picked up it was back. So I was in the lymph nodes of my back. Then they did some more scans and they found it's on lymph nodes of my lungs as well. So hence, soon after that, they got me on chemotherapy. So I had pretty intense 9-week chemotherapy where you sort of 3-week cycles. They smash you in week 1. You're meant to rest in the other 2 weeks, so they still give you a bit. And like yesterday, you still get side effects at times. And then they sort of repeat that 3-week cycle 3 times. And fingers crossed that does it. Apparently it does respond well to chemotherapy, testicular cancer. So they say it's a good cancer to get, so it shouldn't be too scary, even though it is your bowels and it is chemotherapy. It does respond well. Firstly, the surgery usually cures it for most people, 60% of people, and then the chemo responds for most as well. So it's a 95% survival rate. So it really is important to know your bodies as guys, a bit like women with breast cancers, to know your bodies. It's a big eye-opener for me, as I mentioned to a few people earlier, is it's guys mainly from their late teens to mid-40s is where it strikes. And for my type of cancer, it's more common in guys in their 20s. And there's several high-profile athletes right now, like Jesse Hogan, the recent in the past, and Craig Moore, and Alan Stubbs, the English footballer as well, that have been struck in their prime with its cancer as well and survived. So that's kind of my story and why I wanted to share it as well, because I felt I didn't know very much about it at all, and that if this had happened to me 20 years ago, would I have picked it up? Would I have done anything about it? I'm not confident I would have. Would I have been brave enough and know yourself as a man enough to do stuff about it? I don't know. So I'm in some ways thankful it's happened now. So the big part of the evening is just about that awareness. It's just trying to sell the message of guys being aware this cancer exists and to check. There's a lot of information online. Movember has a good website now on testicular cancer. It's very new. They haven't really promoted it too much because it is brand new. So look up their website and you'll find some good information on checking, but also diagnosis and treatment, so depending on where you are in the cycle. And the Dylan Tombides Foundation is fantastic as well. They set themselves up in Australia as well now too, so you can Google DT38 and they have some good information online with Dylan's story, a young Socceroo that passed away at the age of just 20 after a 3-year battle with the cancer as well. So look that up, there's lots of good information on there if you are concerned at home.